recruit nearly $1 billion in new investment to the community. This has been accomplished through local partnerships with the City of Durant, the Durant Area Chamber of Commerce, and various other local partners. Working together, we hope to continue this trend.
I'm a little confused about what we're doing. So we've done, the meeting started, we've done roll call.
We're waiting on it. It has to be live streamed. He was so concerned getting us on the computer that he was a couple
Now
minutes.
you can start your roll call and start the meeting. We're live.
Right. So pretend we never did anything, so start over.
Okay, so this meeting of the library board comes to order.
Turn your microphone on, please.
Pick up your mics.
So roll call, my understanding is Joe and Gloria will not be with us this meeting. Marion?
Here.
Carolyn?
Here.
Mike?
Here.
And Brad is here. So, library report.
Well, we're on to this here. So the only order of business that we
right.
have.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
I passed that.
that's okay. And that's what she's gotta figure out. She somehow is gonna send you all a vote and then, or something.
So while she's figuring that out, did everybody see the minutes from March 16? And if so, do you have any changes or suggestions?
They look good to me.
They look good to me.
Okay, now you're ready to pretend like we're not here, so what would you normally do for the minutes? We have a motion to approve, correct?
I move we approve the minutes
Second?
of the last meeting.
So how do we call a vote for this?
All in favor, and then she just marks.
Oh, she does it. So all in favor say aye?
Aye.
Look, it'll pop up. So once you say aye, you vote, you click yes. And save. Look at us, we're so good. We're so good.
Okay, don't you click something to get my votes up there?
Mike, are council meetings like this?
Oh, worse.
There it is.
You're still willing to serve?
I have 11 more meetings. Then I'm a firm believer in term limits.
So she'll just click in here.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're ready for the next thing. What is that, the library report?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, and I will, there's copies of something over there, but I'll make sure and bring the paper copies since it's probably easier for you to read. And, what I may do is go ahead and send that out when I send you the email reminder the week before about the meeting. Cause I think once Cindy posts this, I can get in there and download it and print it, and I'll just download it and send it as an attachment. That way you can have everything read before you get here. But I am including these monthly reports. I'm gonna start doing these. This is what I do for the city manager and the council every month. So it's got statistics and anything new that's going on and all that sort of stuff. So you can look, and if you've got any questions, you can ask. The most important thing is, we found out, what is today, Wednesday, yesterday, that the Friends of the Library are approved to be an affiliate of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. So the Friends, we had a special called meeting last month. They agreed to sponsor. We had a new Friends member, Autumn Williams. She's a local CPA. She wrote me a check for $7,500 to front for the affiliate partnership. So she's our angel donor. But what had happened, I think in late April, Autumn called me, and she was about the third person that had called me about this. The state of Oklahoma has some funding left over, and they have committed $2.5 million to help sponsor the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library over the next 5 years. So each county or city had to come up with an affiliate that had to be a nonprofit. The United States Postal Service, I was ready to wring somebody's neck. They were the people that gave me the most trouble. Because Dolly's program, I think it's in America, the UK, and Australia, and Canada. They do so much mass mailing, you have to get approval to be on their mass mailing application. Because the books will go out from Dolly in Sevierville, Tennessee, wherever they send them out of. But the return address will be the post office will be, I think, us in Durant. I still don't know how that's going to work. So if a child is moved and the address is no longer good, or if the book comes back, it will be held at the post office. This program, even if we had to pay the whole cost, it's only $25 a kid for the whole year. A little bit more than $2 a month. And every kid that signs up from birth to 5 years old gets a book every month. They have a set curriculum. It's all based on age and reading level. When you first sign up, everybody gets the same book, and then every child the month before they turn 5 gets a book about going to kindergarten. But because the state was willing to put half of that, Autumn reached out, the Friends said yes, so we've got enough money. Her donation alone is going to get us through at least the first year, maybe part of the second year. But I know this is something that a lot of people are excited about. So our affiliate page, once we go live, will have a donate button, and people can come to the library and donate directly to that organization. We're hoping the Heritage Quilters will give us a donation in the next couple of months. They're looking to do something with their funds possibly. And so I'll talk to Sunny more about that. But great group of people to work with. Katie and I will be the ones to manage it, so people can go on the website and sign up. They can sign up through the mail and it will come to us, or they can sign up in person. I'm talking to Laura from the State Department of Education tomorrow to set up a kickoff, and she'll actually come out here, bring her very expensive Dolly Parton cardboard cutout. And we already have a bunch of promo materials. Prices is printing up nice registration forms. The summer reading program had a large donation from the Choctaw Casino, so we're doing all the promo items out of that. And so Autumn's money got sent off today to go into the account so we can prepay. So the invoices will go to the State Department of Education, then they'll bill us for our half. So we'll do training. I might see if she has time Friday to do training. The lady Pam, who is out of Missouri, so she's our local person. I practiced. I signed my 2 grandkids up. It's a pretty easy thing to do. You have to put the parent's name, an address for the books to be mailed to, and then one of the parents has to have an email address. That's how they can get in. So if they move, they can go in there and change their address. And it's, since the library serves all of Bryan County, and Autumn is a rural girl, I think she lives in Roberta, she wanted it to serve the county, and the Friends didn't have a problem with that. So that's the next big thing going on.
I can tell you, in my humble opinion, Autumn Williams is a wonderful auditor and accountant. I worked with her several years at People First Industries, and she's top notch.
She specializes in nonprofits.
Yes.
So she is, it was great for somebody to be a partner and be a CPA, but for somebody, so that's another ace up my sleeve if we ever need CPA, legal advice, something like that when it comes to money. and she's been great. So the next big event we'll have a kickoff at the library, and they'll sign up kids in person, and they bring about 40 or 42 books, so they can sign up kids right there on site and get them registered, and they get their book that day. So they don't know what's going to happen at the end of year 5, if we have enough support from the community. But I mean, Autumn was willing to pay for 5 years of the program, so I'm sure we can find people to help out.
Is there a restriction on the residents or anything like that for the children?
They have to reside in Bryan County. We went through and looked at all the cities and made sure everybody's on there. And from birth to 5 years old. So my niece and nephew, Miles will turn 5 next month. I didn't bother signing him up. But Jack's 7 months old, I signed him up. So, and since they made that announcement, I went and looked. There are about a dozen library, and it's usually Friends of the Library organizations, because it has to be a 501c3, that are already participating, and McAllister was one of the latest. So I've got people we can talk to if we have issues, but man, the lady at Dolly, at the Imagination, they've been great, and they've been doing this for so long. They tell you what kind of font you use, here's all the graphics, here's the guides, here's brochures, everything. So we'll have another special called Friends of the Library meeting once we get everything set up, and we'll let everybody know about the kickoff. So that has been keeping me busy, and then summer reading started last week. Oh Lord. So did you go to the ward meeting? Did you see our big balloon sculpture? So we had a big balloon sculpture. We opted for that instead of paying for a performer, and the kids love it. It's a big balloon archway going into the theater with fish on it, and then we have the very hungry caterpillar. Pretty good numbers. I want to say Tuesday between 80 and 100 kids. So I think that's pretty good for 5 programs. And the feeding program, last Tuesday was the first day we fed 36 kids. Last Tuesday we fed 36. Last Thursday we fed 50. And yesterday we fed 51. That's a lot of food. And they've switched from sandwiches to fully cooked meals to be more healthy. And so the Friends bought a commercial food warmer years ago when we started doing the murder mystery. And I get the food in by 8 a.m. And so by 10:45 Tuesday, those kids were eating meatloaf at 10:45 in the morning and having a good old time. So Friends of the Library are helping with sign-ups, and Jane Hicks has been helping with the food program, but I've got one staff member in there, and then Hannah's the one who logs it all on the computer. And when we left, they were laying mulch outside, trying to spend the rest of the landscaping money before the end of the fiscal year. The budgets got all approved last night. We've opted, it was actually Alvin's idea. He's our new janitor and groundskeeper, and he is willing to take over all the landscaping, so we will only contract out for big projects like laying mulch or removing trees and things like that. Angie and I went to the open house at the new senior center, which if you haven't gone, you need to stop by. It's wonderful. And Shane Knight was there. I didn't recognize him, so it took me a minute. He's almost done with our engineering for the park. He says the biggest problem has been with getting the work from the surveyors and other people about the grading of the land, so something he can't do, but he has to wait. And so he asked me to forward him the lights that I would like to put in the park, and then some of the playground equipment and statues that we'd seen, and he said he'd try to incorporate that. So once he gets those plans done 100%, I don't know if it'll be by our July meeting, but maybe by September's meeting. So I don't think, other than summer reading going in the end of the fiscal year, at the end of this month, so that's a lot of paperwork. I think that's that's all. We're plugging away, and Tuesdays and Thursdays don't come to the library unless you want to see the insanity. It's crazy. Because the kids go down to the program, and then when they get done, so it's like nonstop at the front desk for Jennifer works in the morning out there with Gina, and then the boys come in at 11 and they start helping. And you can tell people how busy it is, and it's just, you don't realize until you're there. We almost never have people that have to stand and wait at the desk, and Tuesdays and Thursdays you just have to stand and wait at the desk. I'll move down to the self-check and check people in and out, and for me, I think the biggest clog up is trying to check in all the books, because you'll have these, and it's usually Tuesdays, these parents who've checked out books the Tuesday before, they bring them back that Tuesday, and they've got 10 easy readers, and then the parent behind them's got 10 easy readers, 2 movies, and a tablet, and then 10 more, and then 10 more. So whoever gets stuck with checking books in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you don't get to move for a good hour, hour and a half at a time. But things are going pretty good. We're looking at, we had a new water bottle refill station put in. Did you notice that, Mike, that I decorated the hole in the wall? Bet you didn't even know there was the hole
I didn't know there was a hole.
They had to cut around the water bottle refill station. So I did the blue cellophane that I made the ocean with, and then I put trim around it.
I was wondering what that was.
That's a hole in the wall. So, because our thought was children are going to stick their hands in there, so we just made it look like a decoration. We're trying to find somebody to come and I can do a lot of things, but I can't do drywall.
You ought to
so.
get back and have someone grab their hand. And
I have one of those hand grabbers that's on a little
That'd be
stick,
great.
and I keep saying I'm going to stick it up through the book drop and catch somebody sometime, but you hear somebody scream.
I used to do that in a walk-in at Kroger when I was in college.
Scare the dickens out of somebody.
Robbie, where is this water station?
So it is right next to the water fountains. So where the drywall, where the wall starts next to the water fountains, they tied right in. And when the refill station was donated by Blue Zones. And then Wilkie Plumbing put it in for us. And they did a really good job of cutting it out and making it look nice. But we have another hole that needs to be refilled, and some damage in the women's restroom from a leaky air conditioning pipe, so we're looking to get all that refilled. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen one, but you can stick your water bottle or your cup in there and it fills it up, and you don't have to tilt when you're in the water fountain, and there's no little mouths going all over that like they do in the water fountain. So that was one of their initiatives to hydration stations and encourage people to drink more water and use reusable containers. All right, any other questions?
Is there any new business on the agenda or off?
I don't think so.
Okay, do I have a motion for adjournment?
I move we adjourn.
I have not given the Friends of the
Oh,
Library.
gosh.
Well, because it's not on there, I skipped
I
it.
totally forgot.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry
not
about
on
that.
there.
That's okay, you can do it under new business and just
Okay.
give your report, and I'll have to, I mimicked this agenda after somebody else's, so I have to look at our old one and make sure I stick that in there.
Okay.
Sorry again about that.
That's okay. I really don't have anything to discuss that important, but, you know, it is my report. Am I ready to do that?
Yep.
One thing I wanted to ask about your report, on the meals. Are our children that are going to the or in the reading program, are they going back, most of them, and eating?
And we do have people who can walk in. We have to be open to the general public, so especially
Yes,
that
of
first
course.
day, we probably had about 10 people who had just seen, you know, and we encourage anyone to come over, but Tuesday and Thursday, it's kind of hit or miss with the kids, so you have to literally put the meal in front of them and say, this is what it looks like, Are you sure you want to eat this? Will you eat meatloaf? Will you eat ravioli? They had vegetarian chili with Fritos, so, and it was a surprising amount ate that. And it's actually less work than doing the sandwiches. You just heat it up and you put that and a thing of milk out for them. And we've got several large families. We've got one woman who brings between 11 and 13 kids. I think about, out of 13, 10 would have been hers and 3 belong to somebody else. So I think she does foster care.
Foster,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, like I said, I don't have much. I just wanted to say the volunteers really enjoyed working with the quilt show. Those that did, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. And then, of course, we'll be helping with the summer reading program. I haven't had a chance to volunteer yet, but my turn will be next week. Our next big event will be the book sale in the fall, October the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And I did want to mention one other thing. At our December meeting, I mentioned that the sign going west on Arkansas needed to be replaced, the library sign. It was very dim. And I wanted to thank whoever did that. Within a week or two, it was done. Really appreciated that.
We ordered that from, I think, Sign Depot, and then Carl from Streets offered to come put it up, but I think Angie and Alvin did it.
Okay. And then one other thing I mentioned at the last meeting, I was concerned about the trash bins out being, but for recycling, not trash bins, but the recycling bins, about needing 2 of those. And I did call the number that was listed, and I reached some lady. I do not believe she was local, but she said she's had many requests, not many, I should say several requests for that, and she would pass it on to her supervisor. So I have
they've been picking up on a more frequent basis.
That's what I thought, because I did want to say, you know,
We've not had the trash and the problems that we had before, because I understand somebody's frustration. If I drag all my stuff from Bennington, I want to be able to leave it there and not have to haul it back in my car, because I'm really bad about forgetting. Like, you know, a month later I'll go to put groceries in and there's all my recycling bottles. So I understand people's frustration with that, but I think especially in the last probably month, I've seen them pick up on a more regular basis, say like every 3 or 4 days, where not once a week.
Yes.
Which is what we needed, or 2 bins.
Yes, that's right. And I had noticed they're picking up more often, because every time I have come in the last 3-4 weeks, I've just been able to leave things. So really appreciate that. And we appreciate the Choctaw Nation for doing this. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about them. I just, you know, felt like we needed more service or more bins. And I believe that's all I had to say, Brad.
Is there anything else that I'm missing from the agenda that?
I don't think so. I think that's the only other thing. But Jennifer and I will have to create the agenda next time, and what we'll do is we'll look at our old agendas and make sure it all lines up. Now our checks from thrift books have started to dwindle. The one that's being deposited this month is $8. So we're looking we may bypass some of the Friend stuff and may look to make sure. I think we have close to 3 bins filled. I may make arrangements for them to go ahead and pick up this summer, maybe sometime next month. And then I think we have 2 more bins to put out, and then get some more bins before the October sale. But we need to refill our thrift books.
Anything from anyone else? Do I have a move for adjournment?
I reiterate my move for adjournment.
And you reiterate your second?
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
Now, hold on, let's see, did Jennifer, do you have to do that, or they have to, do you have to do that,
Yeah.
Mike?
I had it to where they could vote now.
Okay, so wake up your computer. Let's see. I don't know if yours is.
Ah.
Okay, I don't see a vote.
I voted.
I think I've got it.
You're good?
Yeah, Marion was first, and then Carolyn was second, and everybody agreed, right?
Okay,
Mhm.
I
yep,
think we're good to go.
all right.
Okay,
Okay,
so do I get out of this?
let's try
one then?
to log out. So your name should be right here.
Yeah.
You should be able, I